News with Gina.
The news with Gina Grad.
Sports.
Well, the Golden Globe noms are in. Tim Allen, Dakota Fanning, and Susan Kelechi Watson just announced the first round of nominees for the 77th annual Golden Globe Awards.
There's more rounds?
My God. The show will air live on January 5th on NBC, hosted by Ricky Gervais. And I just pulled the top spots for you to see what you think. Best Motion Picture Drama, 1917.
I'm psyched for that. It was not out yet.
Okay,
It's incredible. Go see it in a theater on a big screen.
World War I.
It's one of the, I'm not exaggerating, one of the best trailers I've ever seen.
The trailer's strong.
It's spectacular.
You know, it's one shot. That's the conceit of the movie, which you can't quite tell from that. But the idea, and Roger Deakins shot, who's like a legendary
that
cinematographer.
trailer, I know what you're talking about. That's
awesome.
amazing. Yeah.
Sam Mendes is a great director.
I find the lack of diversity problematic.
In World War I battlefields.
They should have done Hamilton casting.
Not represent the trans community at all.
Yeah.
Or the German community.
The Irishman, Joker, Marriage Story, and The Two Popes. Best Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy, Dolomite Is My Name, Jojo Rabbit, Knives Out, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Rocket Man.
I've seen them all.
That's great.
Is Knives Out good?
Knives Out's excellent.
I'm
going to do a ball on it this week. It's really good.
I love JoJo. God, I love that movie.
Boy, people are talking about that. I'll give you Best Actor in a Drama and Best Actress in a Drama. Christian Bale, Ford versus Ferrari. Ford versus Ferrari. Antonio Banderas, Pain and Glory. Adam Driver, Marriage Story. Joaquin Phoenix, Joker. Jonathan Pryce, The Two Popes. And finally, Best Actress.
Marriage Story is on Netflix, by the way.
Yes,
I'm sure people want to see
It's pronounced Woker. Sorry.
It's funny. Cynthia Erivo for Harriet, Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story, Saoirse Ronan for Little Women, Charlize Theron for Bombshell, and Renee Zellweger for Judy.
Judy. That's a Judy Garland?
That's right.
Indeed it is.
When is the Golden Globes?
It is January 5th on NBC, 8 p.m. Eastern.
January 5th. All right. And is it...
Judy.
Now, we ask this every year. Does it predict the Oscars, or did it used to, and now it doesn't?
People used to think it did, and then
didn't.
people, 538 did studies, and it's not very correlated.
Okay.
Certain movies are huge favorites, and actors and whatever, but aside of a couple of huge favorites, is like Madonna won one year, and Jim Carrey won 1 year.
Oh, yeah. And there was that thing with Johnny Depp and
the Tourist.
Yeah.
It's
some dodgy ones.
It's not the most...
Speaking of the Rotten Tomato game.
But we used to think that there was some
it used
correlation.
to be common, knowledge.
Well, we won't be seeing any Russian athletes at the next Olympics or any other international sporting event for a while. The World Anti-Doping Agency has banned the country's sports program for 4 years after it was found guilty of manipulating laboratory data to hide positive drug test results.
Icarus.
Exactly.
The Russians, I know.
Probably Ukraine. It's probably the Ukraine, Gina.
I did hear...
They're the last crazy white people.
That's right.
Someone should inform them that, you're the last of the crazy white people.
Hey, Greeks, get back to it.
Yeah.
I did hear on News Radio on the way in that they could be able to compete under the Olympic flag, but not under a Russian flag. But I'm not sure what the specifics are on that. Russia has been embroiled in doping scandals since 2015 and was stripped of its flag at last year's Winter Olympics in South Korea. They were given the chance to be reinstated as long as they provided authentic lab data, but it was determined that it had planted fake evidence in deleted files.
I don't like to talk about automotive racing, but
just this one.
All right. Well, we're talking about Le Mans, and Christian Bale and Ford v Ferrari. You go to Le Mans, there are probably 5 classes. There's the GT class. Those are production cars, Corvettes, 911. At a certain point, they get to GTP, which is just prototype. That's whatever you bring, go bring it. It doesn't have to represent anything. The Ford v Ferrari they brought their prototype. They brought a GT40. That car doesn't exist. So in the GTP, or what they would call an open class, whatever you got, there are no real rules. It's just everything. And there should be an Olympics, which is as much doping, as much virgin blood you want to drink, as much oxygen you want to pump into you. Whatever you got to do, full Lance Armstrong, but just a full open class.
For the asterisk Olympics.
Yeah, and you can never go, well, that guy had an unfair advantage. No, he had. There are no rules.
Cyber nanoparticles put in your body.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and
People would watch that.
I'd definitely watch that. I mean,
no
look,
holds barred, like a blood sport kind of.
Right.
Look, you watch pro wrestling. Like those guys are all juiced up, and that's
That's
the
what
way
love
we
about
like
them.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, they do that thing where they go, well, you know what that does to your body? Like, you know how bad that is? Like, a lot of these guys die in their 40s and stuff like that. The guy's an Olympic weightlifter, or he does that move where he does the cross-country skiing and then fires a pellet gun. What do we need him for outside of the Olympics? You know what I mean? Like, hey, he's got this whole AIDS thing worked out. He's just going to go ahead and fire his pellet gun a little more, or he's going to do a hammer throw, or he's going to chuck a disc. Like, what is the practical application? So the guy dies at 44. Yeah. What was he going to contribute?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Fair point.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're in the guy's family, then it'd be like,
well, pole vaulting, throwing chucking a spear, the disc, a hammer throw, or you can run a really long time without getting tired,
Antiquated.
or skis, or you go on a toboggan.
Yeah.
How's that work in the Fortune 500 company? This guy's great on a toboggan.
Well.
He's never been in a cubicle.
Steve's a hell of a lugist.
I'm not making a habit of sharing your points, but much like the people who dive into the pool just to master themselves, think about what it takes to become an Olympic level athlete. The level of dedication and
you can apply those skills to any field.
Exactly. Like the same reason you hire military vets when they leave the military. It's like, you obviously went through this, so
he's got a strong constitution, but he's got a 10-cent brain. That's what I'm saying. He's all juiced and roided up,
But if you're a curler, you're a good floor waxer.
Curler would be good. I could see curler.
Custodial arts.
I wanted to make a movie called, what was it, Rings of Honor, I think it was. It was, Justin, I don't have enough juice to get this done, but you have between the two of us.
We'll need not that many people.
All right, it takes place at the Olympic training facility in wherever, Golden, Colorado?
It is somewhere in Colorado.
Whatever, Colorado. The facility is taken over by Al Qaeda, like we terrorists, right? Because this is our Americans.
Right.
This is America,
like Red
right?
Dawn.
Right. They take over because you can go blow up a commercial building, right? But this is our Olympic. The flags hanging everywhere. Now they take everyone and they bring them into the big gymnasium. They herd them all in there, and they're all hostages, right? They're taking over. Each one has to use their specific event to thwart the terrorist, right? So, when the curling guy would take the grenade and slide down on one knee and slide the grenade across into right under the terrorist. There's that part where the window, the guy's got to get out, is 22.7 inches above the pole vaulter. It's like, my best is 21.9. Well, you're going to have to do better today. He's got to, at the end, all the wire phone lines are cut. There's no communication. The sheriff's station is 26.2 miles away. The bomb's going to go off in 2 hours and 7 minutes. It's a personal best for the marathon runner to make it there. You see
That's
what's going
the shot
on
putter
here.
comes in handy.
The shot putter is putting, the grenade gets thrown back, and they're all using their own skills.
That would be really cool.
It's sort of like Taps meets Balls of Fury.
What was the Van Damme movie where they took over the ice skating rink? It was like a hockey movie.
Sudden Death. Sudden Death. That's right.
Pittsburgh. We just had the same time up in the
wonder what that Rotten Tomato would be.
Ooh, we could figure it out. Are you digging this
32.
movie?
101.
My Rings of Honor?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It's incredible.
And you can pick your sport. You want to be rhythmic ballet? What do you want?
Why'd you say rhythmic?
Because it's the best thing about the Olympics.
Morgan
you're
Freeman's
probably right. That's
already,
probably what I would be.
Morgan Freeman's the black president, so it kind of brings the nation back together at the end. He's bestowing.
I thought you were going to offer that he be the rhythmic ballet. I would see that if you were
rhythmic ballerina.
That's not Senior Olympics. We have the guy. We have the sort of special, not the Special Olympics, but the
easy.
The ones where the guys wear the
special.
prosthetics.
The
and
Paralympics.
Paralympics. That guy's usually they're all there.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're all training.
Mm-hmm. And we use their specific skill.
I like that. It'd be a nice big ensemble cast, like one of those disaster movies used to have.
Right.
Like Poseidon Adventure.
Yes.
Yeah. Towering Inferno.
Yeah.
Rings of Honor.
I like it.
Get it done.
I think he's in.
He's in.
Oh, I'm in. Yeah.
like he's in.
And I've always wanted to play a rhythmic ballerina.
I love it with the ball and
By the way, it'd be
ribbons.
really fun. Yeah.
The high wire. Max Faz running the high wire. There's a tripwire or something. The guy's got to go over it. The 8 foot. He's got to do the high jump over it. They have to use it all. That's all. and it's all their best.
Why is the tripwire 8 feet in the air?
What a terrible tripwire.
No, there's multiple tripwires. Multiple. He's got to go over an electrified fence.
A Fosbury
it's an
flop.
electrified fence. He's got to go Fosbury flop. That's right.
A clothesline wire.
Can the tagline be something about leaving it all on the field for America? Something in there? Okay, good.
The Special Ops Olympics.
Oh, there it is.
Special.
That's the sequel.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. I'll workshop that.
Well, Time Magazine has revealed its short list for 2019's Person of the Year. The magazine will announce its pick Wednesday morning from a list of 10 finalists. The contenders include House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, President Donald Trump, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg, China President Xi Jinping, the whistleblower, quote unquote, World Cup soccer star Megan Rapinoe, Rudy Giuliani, New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern, teen climate activist and Adam's favorite Greta Thunberg, and the Hong Kong protesters. The magazine selects one person or group that it deems that has had the biggest impact on the world that year. Last year's title went to The Guardians and the War on Truth. Those are specifically the 4 journalists and one news organization whose work cost them their freedoms or their lives.
Wait, is this Person of the Year?
It's not.
Well, technically, but
I
it
don't
can
like
also
a
be
group. You got to pick a winner.
Yeah, how would they collect the award, all the Hong Kong protesters?
That's true.
And how's Greta getting there?
And how's the
She's got to get like a
carbon
solar-powered moped or something.
true.
Like, how's she going to get there?
She'll receive it 3 years from now.
She won't get it because they don't want to be shamed by her.
Maybe we'll do like a Greta bucket brigade where like we'll just America will just the continent will just line up. We'll just pass her.
I'd be on board.
It's like a bucket brigade for Greta. She's diminutive.
Yeah, she's a little girl. She's a teenager.
But how would the whistleblower get? How would you?
I don't think they.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
Yeah, shit.
There's no award ceremony. Wait a minute. LL Cool J can't preside over this?
No, he'll be there outside of the Time offices going, you guys sure you don't have a ceremony?
Wait, am I having a stroke or did Osama bin Laden get it one year? So I don't know that they show up for an award ceremony.
The internet.
Yeah, it's whatever the most impact on the world that year. It's not necessarily complimentary.
It'll definitely be the
he had a good year that year. I mean,
sometimes prolific. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird because it's not like Hitler got it or something
like that.
They're doing weird. It's like
the Pantone color.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not so much an award as it is like an acknowledgement that you were the most impactful thing or person or group.
Right. But then shouldn't The Rock get it? I feel like he's touched our lives.
Hasn't he probably already won it a couple times?
Ubiquitous, yeah. He's two-time winner.
Yeah.
Hitler and Stalin have won.
See? There you go.
Yeah.
So
if I ever won it, by the way, that'd be the first thing out of my mom's mouth. Oh, he's joining an elite fraternity, Hitler and Stalin. That's awesome.
She would dwell on the negative.
I think so. I'd like to think so.
Well, that's exactly it. How do you brag about being nominated for Person of the Year when those are your cohorts?
I don't know. Just give me the fucking Wheaties box and let's call it a live place. Something that didn't tear America apart.
Well, we've talked a lot about Peloton the last couple weeks, and why stop now? The Peloton Bike Wife is back in an unofficial sequel to the controversial viral ad, and there is something very specific about this at the end, Brian, that I would love Christy's opinion on. The new ad is from actor Ryan Reynolds' Aviation Gin Company. You've probably seen it by now. It stars the actress Monica Ruiz from the Peloton ad, who was given the stationary bike for Christmas by her husband, exercised every day for a year. In the new gin ad, Ruiz looks like she's shell-shocked. She's looking at the camera at a bar during the holidays while being comforted by her friends. I'll give you the synopsis and then we can hear it because it's a little tougher for just audio. Their friends reassure her she's safe here. They're drinking gin cocktails. They toast to new beginnings. They say she looks great. And apparently, while receiving all those reactions to its viral ad, this is the best part, Peloton didn't think to sign Ruiz to a period of exclusivity. So she did the gin commercial a couple weeks later, like within a few months. So this is why she's able to do this as her character from the Peloton. Here it is. Again, hard for radio, but.
Do you guys bumped? I mean, Justin, you're probably the guy to talk to about this. I don't know. But like, it bumps me all the time. Like there's this guy who's in the. It's like Geico where like Jerome Bettis is playing on your football team.
And he's awkwardly knocking people out of the way.
Right. He's
dragging a guy.
Right. It's flag football. I feel like the guy could pull the flag.
That makes it easy.
But anyway, That guy's the team captain. It's like having Jerome Bettis on here.
Yeah.
He's also, at the same time, they run the bejesus out of this McDonald's commercial where he just cuts one lock of hair off his client.
Yeah,
and
the
then
$1 haircut or
she
whatever
gets
it is.
to enjoy her McNuggets or whatever. And I'm
You
like,
the same actor?
yeah, and I'm like, I
hate
want to
that.
know if this guy cuts hair and has a flag football team,
He's
or
very
he's supposed to
well-rounded.
be. He shouldn't be on the same.
Yep.
I'm watching football.
They showed on
I've seen them
football all
both
the time.
9 times.
Yeah.
Who I don't like that I recognize. She's got red hair and a mustache. He's 6'4". He's super
He's
recognizable.
very unique looking.
What's going on?
I 100% agree with you. I point this out. My wife, Christy, is in advertising. And by the way, she used to work for Media Arts Lab, Apple's advertising agency. Her campaign was Mac versus PC. She worked
No
with you. It was a
way.
long time ago, so you guys really wouldn't
What's her
remember.
name?
Christy Bishop.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
Well, she was engaged at the time, so it probably would have been Christy Clough. But either way,
Oh, my
John Hodgman
God.
came in here. We had the same conversation.
Oh, funny.
But anyway, we talk about it all the time, and it doesn't bother her as much as it bothers me. But I'm like, that guy's from the DirecTV commercial. That girl's
Yes.
from the
Yes.
Tues
But in a
commercial.
world, hold your ears, Justin, where any fucking hat rack could stand there and flip a piece of fucking hair, go
except
get anybody.
That's true. That's true.
Let the guy who holds the boom mic do it. He's not doing anything.
I wonder if he got him at the same exact time. There they are. They're showing them.
Guy's bothering me.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, now it looks like he's a little thicker on the left. He looks a
Well,
little
he's playing
different.
football. He's working out. He's got Bettis toting the rock.
I don't know that I've seen this left one. You saw this during football, Adam? Because I see the one on the right all the time.
There's the
guy
football guy and the McDonald's guy are the same guy, I guess.
The football guy bothers me because it's like you're gonna have Jerome Bettis do all the work. That's just the idea of that guy bothers
Yeah.
me. That he has this ringer on his team.
Yeah, he's taking the black man, doing his bidding. Yeah, it's very sad, very indicative of this nation's history.
But I was happy for that actress, right? Because like it's not her fault she went viral in some weird ad or something like that, and now she's like kind
kinda
of
cool.
cool.
Well,
again.
She's
Yeah.
the hero,
So
and the
what-
poor husband's writing articles going, "This is ruining my
It's awesome.
life."
funny.
What Gina was going to ask was, why is it illegal to take a sip off a Heineken, but she drinks her water, which is in her which is in her gin, which is probably water, which is in her martini. Now, there's no label on it. Obviously, there's a distinction, but you're never allowed to let
right.
people drink
My
on
guess
TV.
is that this
Oh,
is
yeah.
exclusively for online,
That
not
is
for
right.
broadcast.
That is
that's
exactly
a good
right.
guess. Somebody sent it to me. Yeah,
Wait,
I
I'm
saw
not
it.
that familiar with the first Peloton thing. It's just she's people who are concerned.
Long
for her.
story short, she gets a Peloton bike
Yeah.
for Christmas, and to show her gratitude to her husband, she takes a vlog of her every day
Oh, yeah,
going,
yeah, yeah.
I'm
I
doing it,
remember
I'm
this.
really
Yes.
doing it. And that's his present next year. So everyone said, oh, good, the 116-pound girl is now 112 pounds. She's a kept woman, and why is she being abused?
Okay.
And the
that's
dude
funny.
from the commercial, really, I mean, they have ruined this guy's life.
Oh, God.
But she's, heroically now starring in a new Ryan Reynolds gin commercial.
Oh,
Do you want to see it?
Yeah,
Have you
yeah,
seen it?
yeah.
Yeah.
She's just forlorn
She just
looking
got
at the
dumped,
camera.
I guess.
A lot of silence.
Or she escaped.
1,000-yard
Escape.
stare.
That's right.
The friends don't know what to say to
It's a
her.
really good story.
I didn't get it when I first saw it.
I didn't really get it either, but
She's
she's
staring
drinking
with it.
gin.
This gin is really
martini.
smooth. Yeah. We can get you another one if you like. You're safe here. To new beginnings. To new beginnings.
Safe is a weird word to use.
Like she was in danger.
does.
Just the
Guzzling
whole
it.
thing, but that would have been an abused wife in the past.
There you go.
Oh, I got to see this Peloton commercial again. I'm not that familiar.
She's drinking another one.
You look
jarring-
great, by the way.
Is this good for Peloton? Is it all press is good press? Does it still help their sales in the end? I think it must.
Oh,
I
The
mean,
stock is
Probably.
down.
really?
9% right now, but
That's not nothing.
people who have never heard of Peloton know about it
Right.
now.
Oh, well, we're talking
This
about
is
it. This
the-
is a big
Yeah,
platform.
but people who've never heard of Peloton aren't in the market for a
That's
Peloton
true.
for
That's true.
$4,000 bicycle.
No, this is the Peloton.
This is the
one.
original, the
She's
real commercial.
walking down with her
I'm
daughter.
excited. What am I going to get? What'd you get
She
me?
got her Peloton.
Oh, my
She's
God.
pumped.
Stationary bike.
There's one of
Where's
her.
the audio? There we go.
She's drinking gin on one while she's pedaling on one of them.
I feel bad.
I love this song.
I feel bad pointing this out,
Tall
but
box?
she has put on weight since she stopped Peloton.
Put a little on since
So
Peloton.
she stopped that Peloton.
It
has to be said.
But I didn't recognize her face. It wasn't
Oh,
like she
really?
was such a unique-looking person.
Not like that asshole with the mustache and the red hair. I close my eyes. I see that dude's face.
That lazy ginger.
All right, let me hit Amigo. Oh, my God. I got to tell you, man. I have my Amigo. It's a toilet seat. It's the bidet toilet seat. Oh, man.
You love it?
Come on over and try it.
I would love to.
Let me tell you.
I'd like to try it right now.
Let me tell you about my first world problem. I, this morning, was working on installing a fart fan with a heater. Because do yourselves a favor, people.
We have that.
Yeah, when
the 2-in-1.
you step out of that shower and you got that hot air blowing down on you.
Yeah.
Now I got the one that just has the fart fan on it, but they're the ones that have the heater
you want to
and the
So it
fan.
blows a fart smell onto you.
No, it's
It doesn't happen. It weaponizes it.
It's 2 buttons.
That's interesting.
You have to refill the sulfur every once in a while, but it's still money well spent. But it'll come with some extra canisters. So I am working on it with my guy, and we're pulling the other one down and trying to make accommodation. So I have my Amigo toilet seat in my bathroom, and there's a drop cloth on it. And there's a guy standing above it, and blah, blah, blah. I had to go down the hall and slum it with the non-Amigo toilet seat.
Did you even remember how?
It was I felt.
Could
like
anything come out?
It was an attack. I felt like a
Things
slap in
only
the
came
face.
out.
Yeah,
I sat.
sphincter just got locked up.
First thing I did was sit down, and my ass went, "What?
Yeah.
Where are we now?"
No,
it's like,
I'm not doing this.
It's like when you get in a rental car and you don't know where the fucking wipers are.
That's
You know,
right.
like my
You
butt
didn't know where
was
the wipers were.
confused, you know,
Yeah.
and then no water shot
Brutal.
and no nada. So
You're safe here.
And you still made it to work today.
yeah, with a heavy heart.
You're a very spoiled asshole.
Wireless. It's got a wireless remote. It's no need to reach around and push anything. It's got it's quick and easy to install. I installed it very easily in my my office. I installed one in my wife's office. It's better health, better hygiene. It says stop wiping. You give yourself a shot, and then you just kind of dry yourself off down there, and you get 10% off. You order myamigo.com/Adam. myamigo.com/Adam. This and get the 10% off. This is one of those things where you don't go back. Like once you get used to this,
I remember
you get very used to it.
They're all over Japan, going
Yeah,
to Japan. Oh,
that's
God,
right.
and I got so into those things.
Yeah.
And the heat, and you get the different level spray. And
It's like a wash in style.
It is the best.
Yeah, it was Riga Royal was the first hotel like in New York that I remember staying at that had that. And I was like, oh, this is good.
You want to sleep on the toilet.
And I was like the Peloton lady. Like I was a little nervous
videos.
before I hit that button. Like I was looking at my camera going, I'm
You're
not
filming
sure.
for your wife.
Here it goes.
Here goes, first try. First time. Here we go.
You're just filming your asshole.
But then the dude from the Geico commercial showed up and went, you can do it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to pull that flag.
You got Jerome Bettis to help you.
Flo, what are you doing here?
Sorry.
Well, if a sweater showing Santa doing lines of coke or getting whipped by Mrs. Claus was on your Christmas wish list, it's going to be a little harder to find than it was a few days ago. Walmart Canada posted several ugly Christmas sweaters for sale on its website, including one that showed Santa Claus in front of a table with 3 little white lines of what heavily implied to be cocaine. The tagline underneath says, "Let it snow." The accompanying product copy also caught people's attention when it said, "The best snow comes straight from South America." And that Santa really likes to savor the moment, thanks Brian, when he gets his hand on some quality grade A Colombian snow. Now, I would think people would be delighted by this, but of course they were pissed and they were sad and they were depressed over it and they pulled it.
That model looks like he's done a few rails himself.
Yeah, he sure does.
How many units of this do you make up? You know what I mean?
There's a lot. My hunch is that this has been going on for a long time. That like, oh, we pulled this product because people complained. Now it's a loss leader. Now it's like, oh, we need to put a product up that gets pulled in air quotes, so that we get our name in the
I would agree.
Do you make
morning
1,000
show news.
units? Do you make 5?
They make 0.
You do make 0.
Yeah, don't even
just
put it
make
out,
the
you're
1.
saying.
They make a dozen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the idea is for it to be pulled. They
I get
exist
it.
to create controversy.
Yeah, I get it.
And
I'm just
give
curious.
hand them
like,
out to school marms.
You make a run. I don't know if you make a run of them or not.
I think you take orders, and then as soon as it makes the
See
news,
what
you
happens.
pull the orders. Like, oh, sorry, this product's been pulled. It's no longer discontinued.
Yeah, but what about all the clothes that it's like, there's a black and white striped pajamas from Zara with a yellow star on it? I mean, we get these stories like every year. They can't be that dumb to think that that's good for them.
I think there's a history of like stupid mistakes where people put up ones like that you're talking about, but now people are getting savvy. What was it, Twinkie or someone was like, oh, our product's going away, and then there was huge sales, and it magically came back, and then all of a sudden 4 or 5 more companies did that. Give me a fucking break.
But you know what I am really curious about?
Angry John Stossel over there.
I am curious about what people would say about why they're offended. I'm genuinely curious why. Jeff Garland told a story on my podcast the other day where he said he said he got in trouble at work for saying that his vagina hurt. He said, "Oh, my vagina," in his great voice. Right. And somebody complained to HR. And I again, like back to our movie, like I am curious as to why whoever was offended is offended. And I just like to hear. I think it's
and
worth
how genuine their offense really is.
Yeah, where it comes from, I think it's worth talking about. But I'd be curious what somebody would say about why.
I think you'd run into some mom who's 19-year-old OD'd or something on a speedball or something, and she's like, "The only time I forget is around the holidays." But thank you for wearing that.
You know what? That's funny. But then imagine that. I mean, like I don't know. But then you got to imagine like looking at that person and not understanding. I don't know.
You'd have to go. You want to do a bump of nutmeg? You want to do a freeze? I'll draw you a line of nutmeg, Mom. Sorry.
Well, an excellent support animal story in the news. Arizona resident David Keller thinks the application process to register an emotional support animal is too easy, so he tried to register a swarm of bees as his service pet.
Yeah.
And it worked.
You know what we're missing? We haven't had in a while.
What?
Cowboy dad shoots daughter's phone.
Oh yeah,
makes son run behind pickup truck.
Wear the
sign.
The shaming.
We didn't need shaming video. Let's get on that, America.
Yeah, those are fun.
I'm looking to be morally outraged. Like the shame where you got to get out of the car and walk behind the car,
Adam,
whatever that is.
Sometimes if you want something, you have to start at home. You know what I mean? You got two of them.
Well, is there still that punishment where some judges, what was it called? Shame? It was like the Scarlet Letter punishment where they made them wear billboards of the
stand in front of the liquor store and say you're a thief.
I stole. Yeah.
There's a great Curb Your Enthusiasm about that. I'm a shoplifter. I haven't seen that. I've never seen that.
Well, this is great. This guy, David Keller, recently went on a website called USA Service Dog Registration and successfully uploaded a random photo of a beehive as a service animal, quote, to bring awareness to the issue that anyone could do this. Keller was inspired to go through with the registration after seeing a service dog that was visibly untrained, clearly not a service dog, pulling the owner out of a building. And he says the swarm helps him with his ADHD.
God.
Good.
That's
the only way we can stop this scourge.
No.
I mean,
civil disobedience.
Is there any reason for us to get on another airplane with some middle-aged broad? I mean, I have 3
middle-aged horse?
Yeah, horse.
Pony, show pony.
It's funny that support animals I've usually seen are the most skittish, scared little,
They absorb the energy of the owner.
Exactly. There's nothing supportive about them.
The woman, I've flown a flight where the woman had the support dog. It was on her lap. She had 2 glasses of wine and was passed out asleep before we took off. I don't know what she needs from this dog other than she wants to travel with the dog. Oh, I just have the cover of my book, Where's the cover of my book? I don't think we can put it out there yet, but we'll laugh inside the studio. I think tell Matt to
tease it.
We just mocked up a cover of my
This
book,
is for the unreleased book.
Yeah, the one that's unreleased.
In progress.
Thus far, but it's funny that we're talking about
this will all make sense in about 60
seconds.
seconds.
All makes
we do the
sense.
covers first, then we write the book after.
Yeah. All right, what else? You got one more, Gina Graham?
Sure. Well, you know how we talked about that banana that was duct taped to the wall that sold for $120,000 at Art Basel?
Yes.
So David DeTuna identified...
Was that an auction or is that a set price?
I think it wasn't. Oh, that's a good question. I thought
We
it was
should
an auction
figure it
because
out.
another one was going to
sets
sell for
that
about
price?
$150. So that is a very, very good question.
But it means there's another human being who's bidding against you
That is a
for the
good question.
banana?
That's my banana.
Yeah,
That's
I
a real
don't
banana
know.
that gets ripe and dies?
Correct.
I didn't know
Yes,
that. Okay.
I didn't know there were more than one deranged billionaire in the world.
So this guy, David DeTuna, he identifies as a New York City-based performance artist. He ate the banana, the one that was duct taped to the wall, for a convention center full of art lovers, and that the artist...
And a handful of gay guys.
Maurizio Catalan, he was the one, originally sold it in Miami. But don't worry. According to the director of museum relations, quote, he did not destroy the artwork. The banana is the idea. The Miami Herald notes that while owners can replace the banana, instructions on how to replace it are not included. But the banana is proving very popular with visitors. It has been photographed more times than the Mona Lisa.
Oh, my God.
Indeed.
Do you ever I can't believe I'm
But don't they not allow Mona Lisa
just
photographs?
picture a banana duct taped to a wall.
You're kidding.
That's literally everything, yeah.
Holy God.
Yep. There's no instructions on how to put it back. We'll never figure it out.
And what are people saying about this? Are they actually is there art commentary being written about
it gets worse. I believe the piece was called Comedian or the comedian, and it's supposed to be a very droll take on comedy and entertainment, and yeah.
Oh my god!
But there were competing bids for the banana.
That's multiple bids. People on phones.
Yeah,
with banana phones.
I represent a banana bidder. He's in Dubai. Do banana buy, we call it.
Spare no expense. Get me that banana.
I want that banana.
I need it. Oh, it's a little.
Literally.
That's exactly what.
That's crazy.
You had to buy duct tape. You got duct tape as well, right?
I hope it comes with it.
But you don't get the
price.
wall, right? You'd have to untape the.
Exactly. In order to eat the banana, I would imagine you'd have to either squeeze it out from the other end or
destroy the piece.
That's the piece. That's the whole piece.
That's the whole piece.
But so how did the guy eat it? And how? Oh, that's crazy. Wow. Okay.
All right, we're out of problems.
It's blown.
We're out of.
All right,
$20,000.
Let's bring it home, Gina Grad.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
Gina Grad.
Crazy.
That was the news with Gina Grad.